Hello everyone, welcome back. So we're going to start 1.6 rationalizing denominators in chapter 1. So before we are starting our real problems, you should understand how should we do this. So how could you rationalize denominators? So if you have the form 1 over square root a, so in order to rationalize the denominator, you can multiply by square root in both numerator and denominator, so that you have 1 over square a equals square root a over square root a times square root a, so that you have square root a over a. Okay, so we make the denominator a rational number instead of irrational number. Okay, for the form 1 over a plus square root b, how do you make the denominator a rational number? So you multiply the denominator and the numerator by a minus square root b. So the final answer should be a plus square root b. So times a minus square root b in both numerator and denominator. So the answer, so what is this form? So this is x plus y times x minus y form. So the answer should be x squared minus y squared. This is we learned from 1.2 or 1.3 or 1.2. I can't remember exactly. Okay, so this is a squared minus square root b squared, right? So in the numerator it is a minus square root b, so the denominator a square minus b, then a minus square root b, right? So the denominator is a rational number. Okay, we make it rational number. And for the last form, if we have 1 over a minus square root b, how do you make the denominator a rational number? So you times a plus square root b in the numerator and denominator at the same time to keep the fraction. Okay, so this is a squared minus b and then a plus square root b. Okay, so we make the denominator a rational number. So since we have already learned how to do this, let's look at the real math problems. Okay, I'm going to zoom out. Go to the next page. Okay, let's look at example 14. Rationalize the denominator. So let's look at A. So for A, it is 1 over square root 3. So in order to make the denominator a rational number, we can times square root 3 in the denominator and the numerator at the same time, so that we have square root 3 over 3, right? So for this form, how do we make the denominator a rational number? So we times 3 minus square root 2. In the top, we're still adding a 3 minus square root 2. So the answer should be 9 minus 2, 3 minus square root 2, then simplify, 7, then 3 minus square root 2. Okay, alright, so let's look at C. So in order to make the denominator rational number, we can times square root 5 minus square root 2, and then square root 5 plus square root 2. So how do we do this? We times the square root 5 plus square root 2. Square 5 plus square root 2. So in the denominator, that's going to be 5 minus 2. So in the numerator, that's going to be 5 plus 2 plus 2 square root 10. So the final answer should be 7 plus 2 squared 10 over 3. Okay, so let's look at D. So you have 1 over 1 minus square root 3 squared. So how do we do this? So we can take the square So 1 plus 3 minus 2 square root 3. So the answer should be 4 minus 2 square 3, 1. And then how to make the denominator rational number? We can times 4 plus 2 times square 3. Then 4 plus 2 square 3. So the final answer should be 16 minus 2 times 3. 4 plus 2 square 3. And then 16 minus 6, which is 10. So we can take 5. So take 2 out. 5, 2 plus square 3. So we make the denominator a rational number. This is the final answer. 2 plus square 3 over 5. Okay. Oh, I made a mistake here. Yeah, I think so. So what kind of mistake I made? So that's first step. Okay. Oh, I calculated wrong. So it's 1 over 4 minus 2 square 3. So in order, so we can take 4 plus 2 square. Alright, 4 plus 2 square 3. Then the denominator should be 16 minus, oh yeah, okay, I know why. Because it should be 2 square. Then you should have 4 times 3 instead of 2 times 3. Okay, so everyone pay attention. I made a really stupid mistake here. Hopefully you won't make any stupid question. No, a mistake. Okay, so here it should be 4. Then you could take a 2 out. 2 plus square root 3 over 2. This is the final answer instead of 5. Okay, I made a mistake. Okay, let's move on. Let's do the exercises. And you could pause the video, try to solve all the problems by yourself, and then check the answer with the book to see whether you get them all correct. Alright, so for the chapter 1, we have the mixed exercises. They're pretty challenging. There are a lot of problems are kind of hard. You will spend about 1 hour and a half to finish them all. Okay, and if you still don't have the book, you could email me so that I could send you the book. You could check the book to do all the problems. And we have already finished chapter 1, and hopefully you're going to enjoy my video and learn the book before the semester, or you are in the semester that you could check my video to see where you don't understand or where you are not familiar with still. Okay, and let's look at a summary of the key points together. This is what we learned from chapter 1. For the point 1, that you should use the laws of indices to simplify powers of this same base. Okay, for the 2, you need to know how to factorize. Okay, and for the 3, for the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus 4, you need to know how to do the factorizing. Okay, and for the first one, that x squared minus y squared equals x plus y times x minus y. And for the 5th, there is some indices with rational power that is no longer be an integer, that is their fraction or negative integer. Okay, for the 6th one, that you need to do the thirds with some rules, that square root a times b equals square root a times square root b. And then square root a over b equals square root a over square root b. And for the 7th, you need to know how to rationalize the denominators. And there are 3 forms, and for each form, you need to calculate different terms in the numerators and denominators so that you can make the denominator a rational number. Okay, so this is the end of chapter 1. Hopefully you will enjoy the video, and then for the next, we're going to start to teach for chapter 2. Okay, all right, see ya.